Buffalo Latino Lens, sponsored by Start With Sleep the Does, Neighborhood Health Center, the Hispanic Women's League, and the Buffalo Latino Village. In today's episode of Buffalo Latino Lens, we take a moment to sit down with 4 Western New York Latino veterans and hear their stories in their own words.
My name is Felicia Cruz. I served in the United States Marine Corps from 1998 to 2004. I have a number of family members that joined the military before me. So when I was in high school, not really knowing what I wanted to do, I decided to join the military, and I am probably still the only female that has joined the military from my family, and also the only Marine. On my first day of basic training, I actually left on a Monday. I didn't know I was leaving until Friday. I got a phone call from my recruiter that they had upped my leave date to Monday morning. So I left. First time on a plane, first time leaving home, and ended up on those yellow footsteps. It was the unknown, so nervous, excitement, scary, but definitely something that I had worked hard to get to, to get to that point. So it was all of those in one. I always look back on my career as far as being a Marine and what that meant as an accomplishment as a young woman and as a Latina woman. I reflect on the people that I've met all over the world from different places. I still have those relationships with them. 25 years later, I still have those relationships with those Marines, brothers and sisters. And just proud to have served, and proud to have served in Iraq. And I tell my kids I'm always proud of my service. So just being part of that and being part of the veterans community. There were many scary moments, but one in particular, we had a convoy of 135 vehicles. One of the vehicles broke down in front, and when you're on a convoy, you're in a straight line. And so the vehicles behind them got left behind because the communication also got cut out. So it was a scary thing to be out there at nighttime, and finally one of the vehicles figured out, hey, we just left about 50 vehicles behind, we have to go get them. When we stepped out the vehicles, we noticed there was landmines. So having to be in the dark, wait on somebody to come get us. And I have actually a picture. The vehicle that those individuals were with me in, and that picture was taken the next day as kind of like we made it. There was enemy fire, things like that. So every day was scary. It just depended on the day and just surviving each day. Because I had an 18-month-old that I needed to get back to, and that was my motivation to do what I had to do out there with the man and the woman left and right of me, but also to come back to my child. Because Latinos haven't been represented, throughout the history, I also work closely with the Veterans Committee here in Western New York, where we went to the Capitol and advocated for the Boricaneers to get recognized a few years ago and get those medals that they deserve, because we participated in every war without hesitation. So I'm, very strongly connected to where I believe that we should always be recognized. So having people to advocate is something that I believe in, and it's something that we should continue to do, because we shouldn't have to fight to be recognized. We fight in a war, we fight to defend the country, but to be recognized, that shouldn't be something that we should have to do, but I was willing to do that, and I was glad to do that with the Western New York Memorial Committee.
name is Hector Morales, better known as Nino Morales. The branch was U.S. Army. My titles changed from the years of service. I had a long career, so I started in logistics, moving people and equipment. Then I went to combat medic. And the years that I spent in the military overall were from 1990 to 2009. A lot of people that join the military have this inspiration that comes out of nowhere, but basically I joined because at that moment my family was going through a difficult financial transition, and I just made the decision that I started thinking about college, but at that point I needed to kind of reverse my thought and join the military because my family needed financial help. So that is the main reason why I joined. I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, better known as Fort Lost in the Woods. It's in the middle of nowhere. In the summer, it's super hot, giant spiders. So yeah, I went to Missouri, Fort Leonard Wood. My first day of basic training was pretty intense. I remember we got there early in the morning, and probably it was still dark. I say 4:30 in the morning, and all the drill sergeants pulled up in these cattle trucks. Cattle trucks are open; they have no seating, just windows, and everybody was corralled into these cattle trucks like cattle, and everybody was screaming. It was hectic, and it was still dark out, so it was pretty intense. The first thing that really goes through your mind is like, did I make the right decision? But after a few days, I knew that I made the right decision, and I kind of enjoyed it. The most memorable time I had in basic was the week before graduation. My mom came to visit, and I saw her in the distance. I haven't seen her through the whole time at basic, and my mom yelled at me from a long way away, and I saw her. And I started running toward her to give her a hug. And then my drill sergeant popped out of nowhere. And it was like, "Hey, soldier, why you running? Drop." So in front of my mother, I was dropped to do push-ups. And my mom was still walking towards me. And the drill sergeant saw her coming, and he was just like, "Just get up, man, get up." I would have to say that art, besides meeting my wife and my family support, art has been a lifesaver for me. And every day at the studio that I'm at the studio, I feel free, and my mind's become free, because it's in quiet times that really you get the thoughts that you really don't want to kind of creep into your mind. But when I'm doing my art, when I'm in my art studio dealing with my students and with my clients, I'm really in a real nice place, a place that I wouldn't give up now that I have it. It's really, truly a lifesaver for me. But, I'm in such a place right now after my career finished, and with my friends that I have, with the VA counseling, and really the studio now. I'm such a great place that really this is the happiest I ever been. The things that I'm most proud about is making it through my service, making it through my commitment, and being able to now talk to you about my service, because making it through, not all of soldiers or all Marines or everybody fulfilled their terms, because a lot of them cannot make it through their terms. It's a big time sacrifice, and I'm grateful that I was able to finish. Yeah, I wish people would understand more about the sacrifice itself, how the sacrifice of a soldier or a Marine, a sailor, an airman, is not just their sacrifice, how is the sacrifice of their family, how is the sacrifice of their kids, and the appreciation that should go towards that, no matter what your affiliation is when it comes to politics, the appreciation of the sacrifice of personal time when it comes to your personal time, sacrifice that has to do with your family, how important that sacrifice is, and how it should be understood.
How well you sleep impacts how you show up in the world each day. My mission is to change the conversation about the way we view and prioritize sleep. Through my companies, Start With Sleep, I educate communities, workplaces, and schools. Through the Doze, we provide a line of sleep-enhancing products to help you sleep better and deeper. And through the Doze podcast, we offer you actionable tips to put the science of sleep into action. Are you ready to show up at your best?
When I come in here, if I've got a list of questions, they take the time to listen to those questions. We talk about them, they answer them for me.
Para mí es como un clic que haya entre el médico, el paciente, y más si es del mismo idioma que uno.
We've proven that if you come to our health center that your health's going to be better than if you go to many other places.
I believe we provide the best type of healthcare there is.
This segment of Buffalo Latino Lens is sponsored by the Hispanic Women's League. Empowering dreams, elevating communities.
This is Pleiku, 250 miles north of Saigon, the air base that was ripped by Vietnamese communist guerrillas. 8 Americans died in the attack that brought swift retaliation by U.S. and South Vietnamese forces. From carriers and land bases, 49 jets struck back at staging areas just across the border in North Vietnam.
My name is Benjamin Matta. I served in the U.S. Army. My rank going in was PFC, and I returned home as a E5 sergeant. My birthday is like 2 days away, October 30th. And at that time, I was just fresh out of high school. I got a letter November 1st to report to the, what they call a draft board at that time, or the downtown on Main and North. And by the 16th, I was in the service. I was drafted. I was totally young. No one in my family had served in the Army. And I was totally, it's more than surprised, like a burden just fell on me at that point. And until they had you take a test, and after that was all in one day, 8 o'clock in the morning, you take the test, then they say you could go home and return back at 6 o'clock. When I returned back, we started calling names. The first names that call go to my left. The second call of names will go to the right. And I was on the right side of the numbers. And the sergeant that was there said, well, these are the persons that are going to Fort Dix. So you got like 3 hours to get ready and meet us at the train station, which is the old train station over at Patadurski Drive. And that's where I boarded and went into the service. Everything happened so fast at Fort Dix. Well, I noticed there that at the Fort Dix training, I would see a lot of things that were occurring. Normal people that I thought were healthy, they were claiming any type of sickness to, exit the Army. Because one of the things that the sergeant told us, if anybody has any doubt here where they're going, you're going to Vietnam. So to me, it was alarming. At that time, I wasn't familiar with what was going on in the world. But that's stuck out because I know there was a war, and I was assigned as a infantry person. So that means that you're, in the front line, and your chances of survival is, 50-50, I would say, or less. I was in Vietnam for 1 year. One thing that was surprising to me, after being there a month, there's this bunch of about 10 new recruits that came in, and half of them were from Puerto Rico. So the lieutenant tells me, can you interpret for them? And one thing I found alarming was that here these guys, they went through basic training, they went through advanced training, and they couldn't communicate. So I asked them, in Spanish, well, how did you get this far? They said, well, they just pushed us. So it didn't matter if you knew English or not. It was a time, if your blood flowed through your veins and you were healthy, you were going out there, because the demand was so high, so many people getting killed at alarming rates that they couldn't get the troops out there to replace. And the company was never at its capacity, half or less. One of the scariest moments in my life, which I prayed to God, if I leave here safely, that's what I prayed for every day. One day we were called because the company, one of the company, I think it was B Company, got trapped. Being trapped was that half of the company was on one side and half of the other company, the same company, was on the other side of the hill. They were split, and they were being overwhelmed. So they flew us in there, and when you got there, it was firefight, and there was, honest to God, there was, picture that like a tree, the tripod there. That's how much of a shield that you had, because they had spread Agent Orange all over the place, that there was no, everything was cleared out. And that was the purpose of Agent Orange, because they would fly and they couldn't see what was going underneath because of the foliage. And that night we were pinned down, and that was the longest day of my life. And I thought I would never get out of there. But then they started finally zeroing in and motoring the place. And thank God we were able to get out of there.
How well you sleep impacts how you show up in the world each day. My mission is to change the conversation about the way we view and prioritize sleep. Through my companies, Start With Sleep, I educate communities, workplaces, and schools. Through the Doze, we provide a line of sleep-enhancing products to help you sleep better and deeper. And through the Doze podcast, we offer you actionable tips to put the science of sleep into action. Are you ready to show up at your best?
When I come in here, if I've got a list of questions, they take the time to listen to those questions. We talk about them. They answer them for me.
Para mí es como un clic que haya entre el médico, el paciente, y más si es del mismo idioma que uno.
We've proven that if you come to our health center that your health's going to be better than if you go to many other places.
I believe we provide the best type of health care there is.
This segment of Buffalo Latino Lens is sponsored by Neighborhood Health Center, healthcare that welcomes you.
My name is Wilmer Olivencia. I was in the Army, and I was there from 1969 to 1971. At that time, they had a lottery. So if you fell between those numbers, well, that means you were selected to go. I come from a family of 3 brothers. I'm the youngest one. My oldest brother, Cheeto. My other brother, Carlos. Carlos stood at UB for several years. Cheeto was involved in the community, so someone had to go, so I figured I was the most qualified to go to Vietnam. When I got sent to Vietnam, I was a corporal, okay, and my status was 11B Bravo. That means that you're going to be a foot soldier. Strictly, going out there, kill, or unfortunately be killed. I was terrified. I really didn't want to go, but I didn't have no choice. First of all, it took 28 hours to get there on a plane. That's enough right there that your body is beat up, you know what I mean? Your mind is wandering. I just wanted to get out that plane. And when we got to Vietnam, the first thing I saw was people chasing dogs. I didn't have no idea what was going on. And I still remember like the smell of dead bodies. So that right there, that shook me up. I was wondering, why am I doing here? But of course, once you get drafted, you have to get involved and try your best to make it, your life either easier or harder. There's a couple of things that kept me going. I was thinking about my mother and my father. And also I was thinking about, at that time, my girlfriend that I just, that I was going to marry as soon as I got out of the service. So that I had something to look forward to, you know what I'm saying, to try to get back alive. It's something that when you walk point or you're involved out there, anything could happen anytime. You pray to God and hope that you make that day, because when I was there, a day felt like a month. It might sound funny, but it's a very long day, and you can't wait to, sort of go get some rest and then start all over the next day. It took me almost 30 years to speak about this. It's been a rough road. I remember that day clearly. That was on December 22nd, a couple of days before Christmas. At that time, we were supposed to just sit down, and wait a couple of days and then start all over again. But unfortunately, they found out that there were several gooks in the area, and it was my turn to walk point. And they would tell me exactly where to go. I didn't have no saying. I still remember this Native American veteran. He tapped me on my shoulder, and he told me, "Willie, I could smell them." And I told him, "Man, I'm already scared." He said, "I'm only telling you this because, I care for you." So I said, "Well, where's the smell coming from?" He said, "It's coming from the right." So I went to the left, but the sergeant stopped me. He said, "No." And the Indian guy is looking at me. He's shaking his head. So I didn't have no choice. Within 2 minutes, they were waiting for me. I got shot on the knee. On the way going back, they threw a grenade, busted my upper lip. And then they had to call for a medevac. helicopter come and pick me up. I still remember the guy on the phone saying that I can't see him, so they dropped like a ladder. And I got on there, thank to God. Even though I was wounded, I was determined. And I found myself over the ocean. And everybody knows me, I never learned how to swim, so I was more scared of drowning than getting shot again. They took me to a boat. I don't remember the name of the boat. As soon as I got there, they started working on me. They removed all the fragments from my lip. And the bullet from my knee, well, they had to do an operation on that one. The bullet went in, but it never came out. So I found myself the next day, and I woke up and there was another guy next to me, and he was of a Vietnamese. I was wondering what's going on, not knowing that he was part of us. And within a couple of days, Bob Hope, he called up, he said that he was going to come by and he's going to bring and give us a show. So that sort of picked up my spirits. I got to see him personally. He shook my hand. I mean, I felt, I'd seen like when he came there, I didn't have no pain. You know, he's been so good to the soldiers, the veterans. And I wish I could have spoke to him a little bit more, but he was going around just talking to anybody that was injured.
And the holidays are so emotional here. I saw one big GI kiss another GI. He said, I can't help it. He's my replacement.
I went to several hospitals. I remember they took me to Japan. That's where, when I got there, I looked to my right, and everybody in my right, they had no arms. I looked to my left. People on my left, they had no legs. I had both of them. So I sort of saw that, and I just became a little stronger. You know, I said, why should I complain? These people on my right and my left, I thought about them, and I think that would bother me for the rest of my life.
Buffalo Latino Lens, sponsored by Start With Sleep the Does, Neighborhood Health Center, the Hispanic Women's League, and the Buffalo Latino Village.